Japanese big large enterprises, when we started providing Kotai for them, they wanted 100% accuracy in terms of response.
You give something and you expect to take back something. No, it's about give and give. You keep giving until something comes back to you naturally. And that's a very hard part that I learned after multiple years doing business.
All those people who lost their job because factories came into being, let's say, would never imagine that one day there will be engineers making AI models.
I don't think that AI can replace human being anytime soon. It just helps people to be more productive. So AI doesn't kill jobs. It just creates new opportunities for people to grow.
Hi guys! Welcome to another episode of Passion Project Japan. This is Gia, and today I'm in the very central Tokyo, a fastest growing AI startup in Japan, Tokyo Techies. And joining here today with me is two very special guests, UJ and Duke.
Hi guys, I'm UJ, the CEO of Tokyo Techies.
Hi guys, I'm Duke. I'm the founder and CEO of Tokyo Techies.
Hi, nice. So Duke and UJ, can you tell me a little bit more why you're here in Japan, what are you doing, and why you founded this company, Tokyo Techies, and maybe more of your products too?
Okay, so just briefly about myself. I came to Japan in 2007, worked as an engineer for about 11 years at big tech companies like Rakuten, Line, and SoftBank. Before starting my company, Tokyo Techies, we started out as a educational service, and then we basically switched our focus into IT consulting. Today, we are focusing a lot of effort in building and selling the Gen AI customer support chatbot called Kotai.
Right, and well, I have been in Japan for Kotai, yeah, that's true. Well, so a little bit about myself. I've been in Japan for 13 years. I came as a mixed undergraduate scholar, and well, I went to Tokyo Institute of Technology, which is now Institute of Science Tokyo. They changed it. My background is actually in mechanical engineering, and I worked at a Japanese company with industrial robots and factory automation and stuff. And exactly like 6 years ago, I met Duke in Roppongi, and we had a dinner together, and then we were like, okay, let's work together. And the rest is history. And Duke already explained a bit about Tokyo Techies and our AI chatbot product, Kotai, which I think we'll have lots of conversation about.
Nice. So you guys met each other in Roppongi, like through like a networking event, or?
No, that's our first office. We start our education business in Nishiazabu. That's where a good friend who used to be the CTO of Tokyo Techies brought UJ to the team, and we just naturally team up together. And it's already 6 years.
It's a fun place to have office at, definitely. So yeah, I mean, the fun introduction, and we met, we talked, I think we clicked, and we have been doing things.
So that was the first time you guys met too?
Yeah, zero interviews, by the way.
Zero interviews. And then you just started the company together? Nice.
No, it's at that time we already have the company, but in a different setup. It's not even Kabushiki Gaisha, it was a LLC. And then we basically changed the company structure. We do a lot of modification in business model. Today, we are IT consulting business, no longer education firm. So.
No longer education firm. Yeah. So just going back like maybe like 14, 15 years ago, why did you choose Japan in the first place? And then why did you switch from like educational company to like an IT consulting?
All right, there are two parts to it. Yeah. Why choose Japan in the first place, and then the other part, like why IT consulting from education. I think I'll answer the first one for myself. Well, it's a very mutual thing for me. I chose Japan, Japan chose me. The one dream that I had as a high school student back in Nepal was to go to a globally recognized university for further education, and Japan was one of the few choices I had. And by luck, I don't know. I mean, by introduction through my high school, actually, I got to know about this very, very amazing opportunity, the MEX scholarship. I applied for it, I got it, and I came. It was not the regular route. You may see fascinated with Japan since a very young age, but I can definitely say that in the 13 years that I've been here, it's been a very fascinating place to be, and then been in love with the country during this time. Yeah. So
my story is a bit verbal, so I try to make it very simple for everybody to follow. Actually, received the first scholarship 20 years ago from a person that now I call Oto-san in Japan. So he used to run a company called Assistsoft, and he came to National University of Hanoi with a scholarship for 10 people who can be selected from interview with a very vague conditions that, okay, you take this, you learn Japanese, and you love Japan for me. If we're lucky enough, we can meet each other again in the future, and we may work together, but there's no contract to be signed. So it sounds very funny, so nobody was very sure about this kind of scholarship, but I raised my hand and I applied, and I got selected as one of the 10 people in the scholarship class, and just started learning Japanese 20 years ago. But mainly grammar, it's hard to have the conversational skills at that point, but I got selected to CTech Japan 2005. At that time, it's World number 2 exhibition about technologies. And I came to Japan, and suddenly we met again, the person who gave me a scholarship. So he created a new company, and why don't you just come to Japan? We meet each other, that's a good sign, so why not? And at that point, I think his company provide one of the most advanced client-side technologies called Ajax 2.0. Today it's become something very, very popular, something very basic and common that you see every day, like Google Maps, for example. But at that time, not so many companies can make animations on the web. And I was one of the members of the company who built that technologies, and I love it. So yeah, I worked there for 2 years as a first experience, and that's actually was the first opportunity that brought me to Japan. What was the second part?
The second part was about educational.
We started as a tech education firm and then moved, right?
Yeah. So the second part about why education and why IT consulting now, basically from my root, my parents are teachers. And I actually started teaching when I was just 15 years old. I was majored in informatics, and my Kotai at that time, they want to study for competitive programming. So I was teaching my Kotai first, and then I moved on teach my brother-in-law today at that time. And I taught a few classes when I was a student. I love it. So the first thing came to my mind when I want to quit SoftBank is that I want to start something that I can really turn my passion into a real business. What I love the most, education. I can teach all day because that's what I love. I love writing, teaching materials. I can teach the classes. I want to see the eyes of students when they learn the new things. I just love everything, right? So I start the first business at Tokyo Techies as education, as you know. But then after 3 years, we see a lot of problem in scalability. So another thing is that our clients who came to the classes actually naturally becoming our IT consulting clients. Because they realize that, hey, teachers, you can do a lot. Yeah. And I have a big companies, and my company basically have a lot of problems. Why don't you just come over as a consultant and you help us to solve our problems? So I love that. That sounds good. So we start doing one consulting project, and it was amazing. It was an amazing success. It just naturally brought all the attention to IT consulting because we just have to compare between the long-term return, which is education, versus a short-term return, right? You invest in amazing talents, but to collect the result back, you may have to wait for years. But now the needs is right at your fingertip. People are in pain. Why don't we just use our knowledge and talents and help them right now? So it's just a choice. We don't forget about the passion in education, but today we are solving the pain that right at our fingertip. Yeah. People just come to us every single day asking for help. So we love solving problems. Every day, yeah. It
was more of a very natural transition, as Doug mentioned, right? Because the people, we were working with companies, training their staff and employees, and they'd be like, hey, you guys can teach software development, so maybe you can also do software development. And we're like, yeah, we can. And that's where we started getting the first initial projects. And it was sort of a natural transition. We started getting so much of those that it was hard for us to keep both running at the same time. As a business, you have to make a decision which one to focus on at some point of time. So after careful consideration, we decided to let go of the education business for a while.
And then come to the last point that you mentioned about why IT consulting, then SaaS business, right? So as engineers, we love building, but at the same time, we have the right to be lazy. And I want to be lazy. So every time you talk to a consulting client, basically you do tailor-made products for them only. And when the problem is solved, can we take the same thing and sell to other people? Normally, no. It's very tailored for that business needs, and the IP belongs to the customer. It's very hard to do the same thing. So we thought about that for quite a while. Why don't we just build a product that can solve a lot of people's common pain point at larger scale. And by focusing on a single product, we can put a lot of effort, a lot of knowledge, expertise in the same thing. We do it once, but we can reuse it every time.
For everyone, right?
For everyone. So that's triggered us to build our own product. And of course, we want to help ourselves. We have a lot of customers coming with a lot of inquiries externally. And so the first thing came to our mind is customer chatbot. We don't have enough staff members to support the client, so why don't we just build a chatbot to help ourselves first? And maybe other small startups, they need the same thing too.
Nice. So, I mean, at first when I listened to your story, I thought it would be like a very separate, like random kind of like choice to choose like from education to, like AI, IT consulting. But after listening to this, I feel like there's always some kind of connection, like connecting the dots in your experience. Like you have a product for each of your clients, but then after that you realize that you can build your own products to sell it to everyone. And that's when, you start building your own services and start selling to, like target customers, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So I was about to ask you about why you chose Chatbot as your product, but Duki also mentioned that.
So the Kotai, this one, the customer support chatbot, is our second product. The first product we made is called Clever Suite, and that's also a B2C product, and it's a project management tool. So we're starting to get traction over it, and then there were users, and we started getting user inquiries. And again, we are a young, quite nimble startup with limited resources, I would say, right? So we're like, hey, seems like, and it was around the time when ChatGPT was just coming around. I was like, hey, with this tech, we can probably automate this customer support, because the questions that we're getting, we can very well use, let's say, ChatGPT, OpenAI APIs. We can feed all those help docs and everything in there, and then let AI do the customer support. So the very first version of it was solely for internal use. And then we're like, well, we probably are not the only ones facing this thing, right? So we decided to make it into a full-blown product, and well, been iterating, and the rest is history. And then it's been a great journey with that starting point. But yeah, that was the bit of elaboration of how it all started. We were the very first users, so.
Very first user.
Very first users. We built it for ourselves, and then we sort of shipped it.
By the way, guys, I also kind of like introduced Kotai AI into my Hello Passion Project Japan website. So if you have time, feel free to go into our website and see how Kotai works.
Thank you. That's nice.
Yay.
I feel that's very relatable, because I used to run like an Instagram blog about fitness and health, and I receive a lot of questions from like young ladies who were my followers, and then they always ask like, hey, do you provide like a weekly service, a healthy diet plan, also this kind of thing. But I was the only one who was running the blog, so it was very, very tiring to like reply to every single girls. Of course, I always want to talk to them personally, but once you have like a lot of things going on in your life, and you want someone to help. But that was maybe in like 2018, 19, and I have no idea about AI whatsoever, so I didn't do anything regarding that. But yeah, I mean, chatbot is something that is really useful for probably someone like me, or you guys who like just started out a company as a startup, right?
Yeah, it certainly does. Enables those freelancers or solopreneurs, let's say. It becomes, and it gives you the boost. It's like right. So you as someone who is starting up with even a fitness Instagram page where you're trying to cater to your audience, or even a business you have. You started out just by yourself. You're wearing all different hats at the same time. Right, you're trying to, and one of those hats, which does take a lot of your time, usually is making sure you respond to those potential clients, and they're not going to wait for very long, right? So I think there is a very obvious need, and then a very obvious benefit, hence, of having these Kotai AI, or automating in other places using other forms of AI to really free yourself from these very repeated, very cumbersome jobs, right? So that you can focus more on running business, more important aspects of it there. Right?
Yeah, so just two tiny things I want to add on top of that. So we start, of course, not from the 20 people like today. We start from myself, only one more co-founder, right? So I've been through the same pain, right? I answer to all the inquiries from parents, interview every single student, try to set up the class and everything by myself. And of course, I still remember vividly how painful it is. When I was busy writing stuff, teaching classes, I still have to handle all kinds of customer inquiries. But then we're now just talking about like solopreneurs, like small businesses, but at the same time, we're not just only serving very small business or solopreneurs. We actually see the same problem at larger scale, which is enterprise. It's hard for us to expose all the names, but one of the big motivation that help us to put a lot of effort in this customer support chatbot is that we can help the small firms like you to scale, and at the same time, I can really solve the big problem. Like it's just one customer, but the problem could be like 1,000 times bigger. So it's actually trigger our engineering mind a lot. Like, okay, the customer has dirty data. FAQ is there on the website, but the customer is never happy about like searching through kind of traditional Japanese website, bunch of images, a lot of banners, a lot of campaign text inside the images, but they cannot really search for anything meaningful. And when they pick up the phone call, guess what? It's like constant delay. They never get anything meaningful back in just like a few seconds. And what if I'm foreigners asking a Japanese website, something I don't know in my own language? That's another problem, right? But the chatbot, when it came to enterprise problem, we see that our product can solve all kinds of that problem. We actually did a lot of effort to customize, improve our core features to meet the enterprise needs. And surprisingly, we raised it from just only 70% accuracy to all the way to 97%. And for a very large stadium that has hotels, restaurants, events, bunch of different things that the bot has to answer. And of course, the customer support is not a fun job, honestly. And it's sometimes very painful, so people quit the job. Because the first thing when you pick up the phone call, people get lost, people complain, people are emotional. So the bot actually helped the customer support staff members to have the peace of mind. When the questions come to them, it's already filled out. So we see a lot of meaning in that product, so we keep pushing forward. Yeah.
Funny story regarding to that. So I was talking to a chat bot too, but it was not an AI chatbot. It was a real person kind of chatbot. And so I asked her a lot of questions. And by the end of the day, I think it was like maybe 12 a.m. In Japan. And I asked her like, "Thank you so much for helping me out. I hope you had a good night." And then she was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I just want to end this conversation and go home," something like that. It was very real. It was very emotional. I could feel that. But yeah, I mean, if you have the AI to do the job, right? And of course.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have 24/7 support, right?
Like nowadays there are a lot of like AI chatbot around in Japan and maybe globally too. So what make Kotai AI different from other?
So a few things I can highlight over here. I think the things that we are pretty proud of is the simplicity. The UX is very user-friendly. And we did a lot of research so that if you come to our website, try our landing page, also the control panel, you cannot tell that it's made in Japan or like made in somewhere. It's very globally acceptable UX. And non-friction sign-up process really help people to just easily try the bot in just 5 minutes. Guess what? You can just sign up without any credit cards, put in your website URL, and voila, in 5 minutes.
Right.
It has a voice and text and support you to do customer support, right? That's the key thing that we want to highlight. Second of all, I think we put a lot of effort in software engineering. A lot of people ask us a tough question. Why Kotai? Why it's more precise, right? It's more accurate compared to other products. I want to really say thanks a lot to my engineers who constantly work on improving the quality of the product, because we've been building large-scale software, meaning B2B SaaS for big corporations like SoftBank. we know the value of well architecture design and also the scalability of the system, also the security of the system. At the same time, the constant feedback loop with the users, right? We designed that from the day one. Also, a lot of people don't talk about how to really mitigate the hallucination of the AI chatbot. People kind of talk about that, but don't really go deeper into the details of how an engineering team could overcome the challenges, right? In the beginning, we have the same problem. The bot just answers something that is very misleading. We don't know why. Something missing or hidden inside the customer data, we don't know. So we struggle. But then in the middle, we find something that can bring a lot more visibility in the process of the LLM, processing information and finally come up with the answer, right? We have internal method. It's actually a well-known method also provided by LangChain called Langsmith. We do track all kinds of behavior of the bot internally. We use it for engineering team, also the QA team, to see why the information came out that way. And by having the evidence of all kinds of behavior like that, we have some clue about bug fixing, improving. And thankfully, we have a close customer support loop, thanks to the bot as well. The customer come to us with the very specific inquiry that the bot already filtered. Bug reports are there, very specific requests about the features missing. Thanks to that, we bundle things together and constantly improve the product that way. So engineering and also the customer feedback loop, really the key for us to move forward very fast.
I guess improving the product every day is like your main, you do that every day basically.
Improving the product, yeah.
The product. So what has been, the biggest challenge so far? I know you're having maybe a wonderful team, great engineers, but I mean, starting out as a startup here in Japan, right? And then launching a new product at the same time. So yeah, doing all those stuff here in Tokyo, in Japan, what has been your, challenge, or do you feel like it's difficult?
We have the long list to cover, but you can go first. First half.
Well, of course, as foreigners in Japan, right, there is that certain barrier. Like when it comes to talking about challenge, I think there is a certain stigma surrounding it and probably not much enough talked about topic, but there is that. It's certainly a bit difficult to gain the trust of businesses domestically. And Japan is a very trust-based society. So they're not going to go anywhere unless you gain the trust. So that process is cumbersome. It takes time. But yeah, we have managed to win trust of many companies by this time. And then the pretty large recognized Japanese companies, I mean, SoftBank and all of those around there. So I think there's that one barrier, which we have learned how to work around it, work through it. The other things, those will be some very specific issues or things that we have when it comes to building the product. And I'll give you an example with Kotai. When building Kotai, the very first target is the solopreneurs, small businesses and all of that. And as Duke was pointing out, it also works very well with enterprise clients in Japan. And we started working with them. And thankfully we did, because they gave us a very hard time. And that was a good thing. So the Japanese big, large enterprises, when we started providing Kotai for them to replace, or let's say, support their customer support team, they wanted 100% accuracy in terms of response. And this is 1 year ago, before from now, when hallucination was still a very big thing, still is a very big problem in the world of AI. And it was difficult, but their reasoning was like, we do not want to bother the customers. We know all these things, the Japanese philosophy of omotenashi and everything, and then okyakusan ni meiyaku kakitakunai, right? We don't want to bother the customers, so not even a single answer can be incorrect, right? Or else the whole company has to apologize. That was a very big challenge, a very product-specific challenge, but you see, it also comes to a bit of a cultural difference. And thankfully, we got that. It really pushed us to our limits. And thanks to that, we innovated. Like every sprint, every release that we did was a wave of like, okay, let's try and tweak this part, or let's bring in this thing. Pretty tiring, but well, I think that's how you create good things. That's how you create diamonds, right? With pressure.
Lots of pressure.
Lots of pressure, but what emerges is diamond. Something we're pretty proud of. So I remember we went from being around 75-ish percentage of accuracy to like 97% accuracy for that specific project that we had. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, ganbatte to reaching your 100% accuracy.
And as Doug was
Okay,
saying,
so
there's
close
like,
actually. Yeah.
so many different kinds of problems, mini problems around there.
Yeah, I try
But
to
anything-
kind of give my long list in the way that maybe is more relevant to solopreneurs, the small startup just like starting out. I think in the beginning, as the people who are so passionate about what we can do, we're young, we can just do it. Okay, we build a new business, bring new value to society, but passion is not enough. The first thing that I realized when I start my business is that we have to have a business model, not a project team. So you start the company with your friend, it's a nice thing, but without a solid foundation for the business, which is a business model, where you get the customer, how do you get the revenue, how do you spend your budget wisely. That's something I missed in the beginning. And it was so hard for us to, in the beginning, maintain the cash flow. And the critical thing that I kind of touched in my previous story is that one man and me, most of the time you see solopreneurs start out as a one single person team. So I did sales by myself. As an engineer, I have to learn how to do sales by myself from the beginning. Try to be very confident speaker when I was more confident writing code. Actually, I speak programming language, not Japanese.
Natural language.
And also a tough choice because I'm foreigner. I know that Japanese people tend to demand very high quality, even in conversation. They sometimes, unfortunately, even avoid looking at your eyes if you're not speaking proper Japanese. So doing sales as a foreigner, CEO is very hard for me. I chose to teach my classes in English first.
I see.
So all Tokyo Techies class in the past was held in English. And we target very specific type of customers that are comfortable learning everything in English, right? And then I switched to IT consulting. I have to do it again in Japanese. So as you mentioned, we're actually focusing on not individual anymore, but enterprises, right? And getting through the door of big corporation like SoftBank is a tough game, really tough game. How do we get the first $1 million project? It's really hard. At that time, we have only 4 people. But people may wonder why, how, why SoftBank even trusts you in the first place, and how you could even get into the door. I would say thanks to my team a lot, because we all came from different backgrounds. We have the creativity to propose a solution that works for corporations, big corporations like SoftBank. But thankfully, the effort that we can accumulate over time, myself, I work at SoftBank, by the way, that's a lucky part. So the connections that maybe today, they don't seem to be very helpful for you at all. Just good friends, we talk, and we go to lunch together, coffee together, exchange idea. It could be very casual, random, but at one time when you build your business, say, hey, I'm very struggling. Can you just give me some introductions to your conditions so that I can pitch about my product, for example? Trust me, it helps. But you have to be very patient. You have to build that network and the trust over the course of a few years. It's not like give and take. You give something and you expect to take back something. No, it's about give and give. You keep giving until something comes back to you naturally. And that's a very hard part that I learned after multiple years doing business. Yeah, even today, to get a big enterprise deal, it's over 2 years of pitching. It's quite long. Yeah.
One of the things Duke mentioned, we have a pretty diverse, multicultural team, which is a good thing. But since you're asking about challenges, we do have challenges when picking restaurants during team gatherings. Right? That's definitely a challenge. Different food preferences, restrictions.
Yes.
That's a nice challenge to have.
Yeah.
Tofu works for everyone.
It does work for everyone, yeah? It's true.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys do a lot of team gathering within the office,
Definitely.
right?
It's a part of our culture.
Yeah. Every month, last Friday evening is the team time, just to have a team dinner within, the office or outside.
Yeah. Partially, it's also in my routine as well. I tend to talk to people a bit longer than just a meeting, 30 minutes, for example. So I used to learn a lot at SoftBank, even at Rakuten, via lunch meetings. So I organize lunch, and sometimes I take my team members to one-on-one. We have lunch together. So we have two things to highlight over here. It's a monthly party for the company. We sometimes open the door for external people to come as well. That's a nice thing. We keep running every month. But for us, we have something very special for the members who used to be here or currently working for Tokyo Techies. It's free forever lunch.
Free forever lunch?
Yeah.
So let's have a chat together. Let's
so
meet
whoever came back, who already like maybe moved to another company, for example, but we're still good friends. They come back here. We invite them to lunch and we learn from them by talking at lunch. That sometimes we just make a joke, but yeah, I try to pay. Make it comfortable for them to come a long way, come back and share the stories.
I love that. I love that actually. I love the human connection that you highlight there. I mean, it's not just within you yourself when you start reaching out to people and start building your own business, but now you're also building that within your companies too, and even to the alumni that you had before with the free for life.
We got to have we would love to someday have the nickname like the Tokyo Techies Mafia. You know how they have the PayPal Mafia, the ex-PayPal guys doing amazing things, right? So a lot of people who graduated Tokyo Techies and are working at different amazing places. Yeah.
Some may become politicians as well.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Amazing people. Yeah.
So nice. How do you guys imagine building, Kotai AI in the future, in the long term? And do you have imagine building your companies to maybe 1,000 employees, or do you want to keep it small, cozy?
I think it's less about the number of employees, it's more about what value we're creating, right? Yeah. For the customer base that we serve. Right. So I don't think we have targets in terms of number of employees. And
just want to add something on top of that. We are not running a typical outsourcing model. We're not even following kind of Haken business model where we can just send people to the client office and charge money monthly. We tend to focus on the value that we can bring to customers. So a small, agile, nimble team, but bring amazing value. That's what we actually aiming at. In the future of Tokyo Techies, you can see today that we're doing two things. IT consulting at the same time with selling SaaS products. Yeah. That's a mix that make a lot of people confused. Are you actually an IT consulting company or are you actually a product company? We say we're both. We're doing both because when we do IT consulting, we hear the real pain point that actually give us a lot of hint. How to turn the real pain point into the real product and have the big impact. It also gives us a chance to touch a lot of new technologies because not all the problems made the same, right? We have to be creative, pick different technologies to solve different problems. So it helps us to train ourselves to be very clever in selecting the solutions. At the same time, we put a lot of effort. We have a dedicated team just for the product to go very deep inside R&D for the product and try to build meaningful feature that can serve a larger audience. So we do both at the same time. And we will remain doing that structure for, I think, a longer period of time until we find something that can really trigger us to change, but for now.
Right, so just to add a little bit on the value creation, and maybe we can just take Kotai as one example again over there. So the future, again, as a product, it's still pretty young. And how we see it evolving is, perhaps evolving with our user base themselves. We have started with solving the problems for small businesses and solopreneurs and freelancers. They grow, right? And I think very much that the product should also grow to accommodate their growing needs, right? So as of now, it's just a simple customer support bot which sits on your website, answers questions to your visitors who are lost on your website. Primarily that. But there's a lot of things we are thinking. As the business grows, you have more needs of, let's say, tracking those users in a little bit more detail, right? Getting them into a CRM-ish thing, or let's say ensuring that your website visitors get even better experience by doing the bookings, or tracking their package, or booking services, making purchases, booking an appointment, whatever, doing payments, all of it within the same one chatbot, right? Because imagine like, you go to a physical shop, you're talking to one person at the let's say you go to SoftBank to get your phone SIM card. The same person answers all your questions, the same person handles your payment, does the contract with you, everything. That's the vision, right? So I think as a product, it's evolving and going more towards that direction. It's the long-term vision of Kotai. And the long-term vision of Kotai is the long-term vision of Tokyo Techies.
Yeah, so to keep it short, basically we used to do tailor-made. It gives us a lot of hint. And because we got a lot of hint in the past, we could select something that has a bigger impact and we turned it into our product. Yeah. But in the beginning, we have limited resource. The market is very competitive. We cannot just do everything at once. We have to do step by step. Solve one workflow at a time, make it really, really well done.
Yeah.
And until we find, okay, nothing else to improve, let's move on to the next workflow. Yeah. Eventually, we're going to we try to cover most of the key things in the customer support workflows, but for now, we do humble step, one at a time.
Definitely not doing very half-baked hampa things. So it's more of make it work perfectly, whatever we're doing. Yeah.
Like 100%.
No, 120. That's what our designer always say. I give it 120, so yeah.
I love that. So let's go beyond just an AI product a little bit, going towards like the whole AI industry.
Right.
Maybe in Tokyo, maybe in Japan, and maybe like globally. Right. I know people are saying like AI is taking over the world. Nowadays there's gonna maybe in the future, 5 years, 10 years, there's not going to be enough jobs for people. So what are your takes on this? Like, do you think AI will take over the world? Do you think like chatbot like this will, it's got all the salesperson, all the customer support?
That's the question we normally hear.
And we hear a lot, I think.
We actually just organized another seminar at our company talking about a similar topic. I don't think that AI can replace human being anytime soon. It just helps people to be more productive, happier at work, and maybe we can just discover new types of jobs. So AI doesn't kill jobs, it just creates new opportunities for people to grow.
I mean, this question has been asked 1,000 times and answered 1,000 times. And I think I side with the majority over here, and also sort of what Duke said. It just, of course, it disrupts. So what happens is that there are jobs which are lost because of AI. Also, there are jobs that are created because of AI. Or people find that, people are human beings, are amazing creators, right? They will do something with their free time. So it has always been like that, right? I mean, there was this same dilemma perhaps when cars came into being, when machines came into being. And if you see, the global population at that time was much smaller compared to now. The population has increased, and we have done so much of automation over the course of time, and still we don't see a huge unemployment happening or anything, right? So there certainly is disruption, right? So let's say some very obvious things you may already see, like as a translating. AI has gotten very amazing at translating, so there may be less demand for translators, but then there will be demands in other places, right? And there is a lot of anxiety and then fear, because people immediately do not know where these new demands are going to come from, right? All those people who lost their jobs because factories came into being, let's say, would never imagine that one day there will be engineers making AI models, right? So it is very hard for us to now say what we will be doing once there are fewer jobs. But people, we all, as society, we always adapt, and I'm very firm believer of it's not gonna make people jobless and nothing to do.
Let's go back to Kotai a little bit, because I haven't asked you guys here in the very first place, but what does Kotai means?
Kotai?
Yes.
Kotai means answer, right?
It's answer.
So it's for the...
We got to change the logo a little bit now. It's more modern, it's more like global. But in the beginning, the Kotai logo was taken from the kanji Kotai as well. It has a K on top. If you cut the Kotai...
It's a bit complex to explain here. But
in kanji, but I can show you later on. But we cut the K and it's going this way. It's kanji, right?
It has to be like that. But so for the
basically
viewers,
the answer.
Right.
It's answer. It gives the real answer, real insights.
So the viewers who may be watching, and if you're fluent in Japanese, you probably already know that Kotai means answer.
Yes.
And that's the first idea, right? Like we have to give answers to customer questions or website visitors and etc. It was a very natural name that we sort of came up with.
Yeah, we had a long debate about that, and after a couple of weeks, we finally came.
We had a very democratic process. I remember. We got the whole company to give ideas for what names to put, and then we had a proper voting system, not rigged.
Just add one thing on top of that, why we're so serious about that, even took so much time on that, because we're so serious about registering the trademark. So all of our products are basically registered. So the Kotai should not be like taken by somebody else. When we launch a product, if somebody already take it, maybe we don't want that situation to happen.
That's something I think everyone, even our audience, maybe some of them are trying to start up with their own business, and even if you're working solo and then you have just starting out, I think it's important to have things trademarked. And if you have something which is patent worthy, make it patented, etc.
That's what we did.
Helps in the long run
for all the products.
If you don't mind sharing, what are the names that were proposed for this product?
Shall we talk about that?
Yeah, definitely. I can give one.
It's fun.
Yeah, so we had... No, it's not fun. The name is not fun. I mean, the name is not FU and fun, but
the story is fun for the whole company because it was imagined by the lead engineer.
Oh, okay.
He loved cats, so he said, let's not say smart chatbot, we say smart catbot. That was a funny story, but it was real.
we called it Catbot. It was more of a pun. We're just having fun with it. Like a chatbot, we just call it similar sounds to like catbot.
It's funny, but
our initial logo even had a cat on it.
Oh.
Yes, like this.
And we tried to search the domain catbot.com or .ai.org. We didn't find it, so we added the word smart to it. It was like, okay, it's the smart catbot.
Exactly.
So for a little while, around a month or something, it was there. And then we went on to have another round of rebranding.
It's all about trademark, by the way. Of course, rebranding for the product to be more relevant to enterprise is one thing, but the trademark was taken by somebody else.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we want to highlight again that you know filing that process early in product launching will be very important for you.
Yeah. And that was good. I think Kotai is much more serious and better sounding than in retrospect. If we're doing catbot, nobody's going to take us seriously.
I mean, I would definitely imagine it to be something else. Catbot, maybe like used for a cat.
What's for cats, right?
What's for cat?
Basically,
cat feeder, maybe.
The underlying technology that we use is basically scraper, or sometimes it's like people misunderstood it as a crawler, for example, and the cat is very good at that. It's going to connect to what our engineer would love, but anyway, it's already in the past.
Case closed.
But I do agree that Kotai sounds very serious, and it does, like give the message of, giving the answer, right? Especially if it's like Kotai AI, right? So giving the answer from an AI or something.
Indeed,
Nice. So to the audience or to whoever who wants to try out the product, where they can find your products and how much do they have to pay to start?
Right, so you head on to Kotai.ai.
That's it.
Right, it's very incredibly easy for anyone to start. There is a free trial period of 1 month, right, which you can sign up for without using a credit card. So there is no strings attached, nothing to lose really. And setting up, as Duke was mentioning earlier, is pretty quick. 5 minutes. If you have a website which is less than 500 pages, 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, you're definitely all set with your own branding, customized, and it's up and live on your website. And in terms of pricing, we have made it very affordable because we know that people doing passion projects, they are, let's say, trying to manage a lot of things with a very limited amount of resources, also limited budget by Lars. So the starting price is at $19.
Very cheap.
$19. It's pretty cheap, and there are other plans over there, but that's a good start already over there. It gets a little bit cheaper, I think, with the annual subscription.
Just want to add one thing on top of that. Since it doesn't hurt at all to try, we normally just show people how easy it is right in the client meeting. We show in front of their eyes. Just give me your URL. We make the bot right in in the side meeting, in the see the bot being trained and how it can really answer the first question is really fast. Doesn't require credit card at all, so I highly recommend you guys to try.
Yeah, and if you're confused about Kotai, ask Kotai about Kotai. So there's that and there's that.
I haven't thought of that, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's certainly so. And even with that, if you like, for example, there will be something which Kotai won't be yet able to do on your behalf, like putting it on your website. And if anyone needs support with that, then there's that book a demo button conveniently placed on the website. And one of us will get on a call with you if you book the demo and then navigate you through it. Made it pretty incredibly easy, affordable, a no-brainer, really.
No-brainer. I mean, me as a no programmer myself, I actually tried out. And it was actually only take 5 minutes, just put on my passion project.
Took 5 minutes? Should be less. Your website's smaller than what?
Probably it was an internet problem. But yeah, I mean, it took me a few minutes to just, like put on my website there and just try to train my chatbot. So it was kind of interesting experience for me as well. So yeah, thank you guys for coming to this passion project episode today. And if any of our audience want to reach out to you guys, how can they find you?
So we are everywhere on social network, and our domain is tokyotechies.com.
That's the company domain.
And for the product, we have Kotai.ai. Just head over to the inquiry form or the chatbot. You can just leave your contact over there. We'll reach out back to you. So we have product information, also the recruitment information once in a while we post. Also event as well. Check it out.
Yeah, the contact form on the website might be one of the easiest ways.
And if you're lazy, just talk to Kotai.
Or chat with Kotai. I mean, there's a form in there you can fill into if it's not able to answer. Or find us near Ueno in our office. Just come knock the door and then Duke may take you for a lunch.
Oh, free lunch.
I cannot promise this forever, so yeah, join us first. It could be forever if you join us.
Until stocks last.
All right, thank you guys for coming today, and I hope you guys have a great day, great weekend, and I'll see you guys for the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.